What's up, lovely people? Welcome back. You are watching Under the Microscope with me, yours truly, Dr. Riyad Musa. It's season 3, and this time around, we're focusing on mental health, but particularly around men. We've talked about fatherhood, masculinity, misogyny, and marriage. And today we are talking about sexual harassment. So, trigger warning, people. But hey, it's very important. It's a heavy topic, but one that needs to be openly discussed and put under the microscope. So we as a society can recognize what constitutes sexual harassment, speak up against it, and stop perpetrators and society normalizing it. Because many people still think it's just harmless flirtation. Yeah, right. As harmless as Bill Cosby's sweaters. Sexual harassment is defined as unwanted, non-consensual conduct, bullying, or intimidation of a sexual nature. It also includes unwelcome and inappropriate promise of rewards in exchange for sexual favors. It's a criminal offense and a form of gender-based violence. Now, there are different types of sexual harassment. There's verbal, like inappropriate jokes, persistent requests for dates, or sexual suggestions or remarks. There's also physical sexual harassment, like inappropriate or unnecessary touching or groping. And of course, there's also sexual harassment if the person sends sexually charged images or messages over email or mobile, or even sends a gift of a sexual nature. It's not classified as a Valentine's gift, okay? It's not. Sexual harassment can happen online and in the real world, like in the workplace, but also out in public, and both men and women can be victims of it. It's true. Research agency Caluminate conducted a study on sexual harassment across different workplaces in South Africa, and it revealed that 30% of women and 18% of men reported having been victims of unwanted sexual advances in the workplace. That's pretty shocking how common it is, and that's why we'll be looking at it, why sexual harassment continues to be a scourge in South Africa. First, it must be stated that statistically, women are more likely to be the victims of sexual harassment than men. Statistically. And this is a result of the patriarchal society we live in, where women are treated as inferior to men and very often, we must admit, objectified. I talk about the sexist social conditioning in the episode on misogyny, so go and check it out. Needless to say, sexual harassment of women has been normalized by popular culture for so long, we often don't even realize when we're watching sexual harassment happening, right? Like, take Michael Jackson's 1987 music video. The way you make me feel, ow! Okay, that was bad. But anyways, have you seen that thing, bruh? It's clear that the woman Michael is pursuing is not interested in him. Yet he aggressively pursues her anyway, forcing her to go down a dark alley. And when he corners her, he does these 6 thrust moves and shouts, hee hee, ow! Shamona. What is he doing? You know, it's fine. I love Michael, but this is weirdly inappropriate, bro, in this situation. Next, his friends join him in intimidating her. During the entire video, she's trying to get away from him, but he persists. Now, look, it could be seen as just entertainment, you might say, but it's creepy to watch, bro. It didn't seem like it then, but if you watch it now, it's definitely very creepy. And not just because it's Michael Jackson, but because his aggressive and persistent harassment of the woman in the video is unsettling. She's actually afraid, and it sets a really bad example for male behavior. Now, as the cliche goes, no means no. And let's take a note of the follow-up saying, no does not mean convince me. And there are countless other examples of sexual harassment in films and music videos and sexualizing women's bodies in advertising. And this has been going on for decades. I mean, this was a 1960s ad for broomstick slacks. If only the woman in the ad had an actual broomstick to shoo these pests away. Now, you might think ads like this are a relic of the past. We've moved on, bruh. Calm down. No, we haven't. Some fashion brands still think it's okay to promote violence against women, and they'll carry on if we let them get away with it and accept it. The more we continue to ignore and enable sexually harassing behavior, it's like a virus. The perpetrator infects all the people around them, their friends, their work colleagues, and their children. And then they naturally learn from their parents the behavior and continue the cycle. And they all think this is normal. I mean, we all saw what happened to Donald Trump. When he came into power, he bragged about grabbing women by the folks. If you're famous, you can grab them by the you can do it, just grab them. They love it, they want it. They're great, he's a great friend of mine. And this emboldened misogynists and sexual harassers all over America. See, we can do it too. Trump said we can, let's do it. Yes, you can do it. Believe in it, just express yourself. Grab them by the folks. Grab them by the Daryl. There's going to be a lot of beeps. Sorry. Okay, well, guess what? 7 years later, Donald Trump has been indicted and is officially grabbing back. Go Stormy go. And it's become so commonplace that sexual harassment and cyberbullying, especially against girls and women, has been accelerated on online platforms. Hashtag sliding into the DMs. South Africans spend a lot of time on social media, an average of 3.2 hours every day, and that's even with all our load shedding. This is higher than the global average of 2.4 hours, so people are a lot more exposed to the potential of cyber violence and hate that is of a sexual nature. A lot more vulnerable. Now, online sexual harassment can have deeply disturbing effects on the victim, leaving them feeling unsafe, feeling threatened, scared, and of course humiliated. There's also a very real risk that an online abuser moves their cyberbullying to the real, offline world. Conversely, online sexual harassment can also reflect offline abuse happening in other ways, such as when an abuser follows up real-world bullying with online attacks. Like, you not this, you and this, that, and everybody likes and shares and sends it. It's hectic, stressful. The nature of online abuse means that there's often a risk of re-victimization when content is reshared online, and completely removing the offending content from the online world can be extremely difficult to achieve. It's almost impossible. And because it is online, the methods of sexual harassment evolve rapidly, making it extremely challenging to build an effective response system, such as automated identification and removal, because the perpetrators sometimes hide behind fake profiles, and blocking them is only one way to stop them. Thankfully, victims have legal recourse, but it's not a straight, seamless line to justice. Power Singh Incorporated, a public interest law firm based in Johannesburg, has compiled a really comprehensive report on online sexual harassment. We leave a link to it below so you can read about it for more information on sexual harassment. Now, back in the offline world, there's a common problem of sexual harassment not being reported. If it happens in public, like on public transport or at a bar or a club, the victim often can't go to the police without the perpetrator's identity. And screaming for help or shouting at the perp to stop might put the victim in danger. And if he or she does report it, there's always a fear of victim blaming and victim shaming. And often women are blamed for inciting the attention or asked what were they wearing if they initiated it by flirting or something like that. In the end, sexual harassment leaves the victim humiliated, traumatized, and without a voice. Now, the same thing when sexual harassment happens at work. It's also often not reported for similar fears. And if the perpetrator is in a senior position or is the boss, there's a fear of losing your job by reporting it. There's still much to be done by corporates to protect their employees from sexual harassment, a lot. Now, the same Culminate study showed that 51% of workplaces do not have a clear sexual harassment policy in place, and only 37% of organizations have a clear process to report sexual harassment and how to deal with it effectively that is fair to both parties concerned. It's clear that corporates need to do a lot more to educate in the workplace on what constitutes sexual harassment and the procedures to follow to lay a complaint. This will not only give victims some justice, but also implementing a zero-tolerance policy. There will be fewer victims in the future. The ultimate responsibility, however, to curb sexual harassment lies with all of us as a society. It's ultimately us as a society that's going to change this. Children must be encouraged by parents, teachers, families, and the community to treat each other with respect and kindness, regardless of gender, race, or culture. And us adults need to keep each other in check. I mean, don't support films, TV shows, and music artists that promote sexual harassment and gender inequality. And if you see or hear someone sexually harassing another person, Speak up and speak out. I know it's tough. That famous saying from Einstein rings true here. The world is a dangerous place not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing. Now, as we head into an age where AI is taking over and more of our functions are being obsolete, we need to remind ourselves that it is our humanity, our ability for compassion and empathy that will ultimately save us. If you need help, advice, or support in any of the issues we're discussing in the series, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman who identifies neither, there is help at hand. Please click on the link in the comments below. And as usual, thank you so much for watching and sharing. See you all soon. Until next time, I am Dr. Riyad Musa signing out for Under the Microscope. Subscribe to my channel Under the Microscope and come on a journey of discovery with me.